Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and I have a project to share with you. This one features the Paisleys and Posies stamp set, which is one of my favorites from the new holiday catalog. So many great pieces. And the card we're going to do is actually a really kind of neat one with sort of a falling paisley design and some very simple embellishments. So I have a couple tips on this to share with you. One's going to be how to use that copper thread there to make that embellishment, and another one's going to be how to use this paisley to do some background covering. So make your own background paper, always a good thing. Let's get stamping and I'll give you some tips. I have the pieces for my first kit ready. You can use your directions that come with your Stamps and Mail Club kit, or you can set them aside and just watch the video. I don't know about you, I never read directions. So leave your cardstock flat, and you're going to want your Delightful Dijon ink. This is the Stampin' Spot that comes with Stamps and Mail Club. If you already have this ink color, don't worry, you don't need to you don't need another one, but go ahead and ink this. When you're using Stampin' Spots, I like to ink upside down. And I am going to go ahead and start stamping at the top corner of my project. And depending on how wet your ink spot is, you might need to be a little bit gentle when you ink, or you might need to give it a little bit more force. But these spots are so much fun. I'm really excited that they came out. They actually come from the Stampin' Up catalog uninked, and then as part of Stamps and Mail Club, I can ink them for you in the color you need. So, alright, so I am stamping down here along the edge, and I got a little extra ink there, hazard of extra inky stamps, but that's going to get covered up, so not a big deal. And you'll notice that I stamped those outlines first, and now I have the inside line from my paisley, and it's much easier for me to stamp the inside of the paisley once I have the outline done. I find that the aiming is much easier. So my next largest stamp here is this little cabbage blossom, and I'm going to look for some good places to put that in, and it has a little bit of an angle, so I'm going to kind of slide it in between my paisley. And then I'm going to take this last little circle here and add a couple of those, and that just helps to give us one more shape. There is our paisley background, and I've stamped it on a slant. We are going to use this gorgeous designer series paper. Can you see that copper highlight in it? The copper comes embossed on it, and then we're going to go ahead, you can either cut this or punch this with the banner punch here. It's cut to 2 inches, so you can get this to slide in there and just punch it. So I'll go ahead and do that. And you can look on the back, make sure it's all the way in there. I guess it was a tiny bit bigger than 2 inches. But there's our scrap. You could save that for sure and use it for something. And this is going to get mounted here. But before I do that, I am going to use some adhesive. Add some adhesive here. I'm going to use my snail on the back side of our designer paper here from the Paisleys. Pretty Paisleys, Paisleys and Petals, anyway. And I'm just going to line that up right down there at the bottom, and then use my paper snips to just cut that tip off so that that lines up there. Alright, and then this can get mounted here on our card. And we'll stick that all the way flush on the side, and there you can see it kind of covered up that spot that I wasn't super excited about my paisley. And the next piece we're going to need is this strip of Whisper White and my Dapper Denim, because the greeting that I'm going to use comes from this stamp right here, the Thankful, Grateful, Blessed. But I'm just going to use the Thankful part of it. And you know what, actually it's not Dapper Denim, it's Rich Razzleberry. So I'm going to stick this on here, and I'm not going to worry too much about getting the whole thing inked. Really, I just need that Thankful part. So I'm going to stamp that, and then use my paper snips to go ahead and trim it down. And I think I'm going to leave the dot on there just for kicks, and the underline, and then trim off that G. There we go. And when you get to the end, you're going to give yourself a little extra space so that you can give it a cute little banner tail. Alright, then the other Rich Razzleberry part is to stamp here on our flower. So I'm going to ink this. When you have a bigger stamp, it's easier to use Stampin' Spots upside down. See how that works? And then you can either stamp this direction, or you can turn your cardstock over and lay it down on top of the stamp so you can line it up where you want it. And then I find the easiest thing to do is just to press another block on top of that so that it gets a nice firm image. And there is our little stamped paisley. There is a pre-punched circle. I think this one was 1 1/4. Yeah, it looks like 1 1/4. And these are the pieces we're going to need before we pull out our copper thread. The copper thread is also included with Stamps in the Mail Club this month. If you already have it, you can sub something else, but really, you probably should just get another roll because it's so fun. I am just going to wrap this around my hand. I don't know, I suppose if you're paying attention, you could count how many times that was. Looks like 6 or 7 or so. And this is my favorite way to go ahead and adhere this. So I need a Stampin' Dimensional, which I will place here on the back of my flower. And then when I cut that off, I'm pinching with my thumb and my first finger. I'm pinching the spot where the twine comes together, the thread comes together. And I'm just going to gather that and press it right down onto our dimensional. See how that goes? Then once I've got it adhered, then I can start to pull some of it back a little bit or pull some of it this way a little bit, and you can repress it into the adhesive. See how then all of a sudden we have something that's not just, you see it better there, not just a set of circles, but a little bit more interesting. And then this is going to be mounted here on our circle, and I'll go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of that and stick it down on our paper. And then this little cute thankful deal, he needs some dimensionals too. And I will grab those from the edge because the edges of those dimensionals, they are super useful. And tuck this here under the edge of our card. And there we have our finished Paisleys and Posies card. So really great stamp set. I'm super fond of this. Stamps the Mail Club projects are really great this month. I still have some kits left. So if you haven't requested yours yet, do so very soon and I would be happy to get one in the mail to you. Thanks so much for watching. Happy stamping, and I look forward to sharing more videos with you again soon. Bye-bye.